The concept of personal development has come a long way in recent years, and with it, the promise of even more personal development books. Depending on how we're introduced to reading as a child, we may grow up to develop a love-hate relationship with books. Of course, we cannot deny the fact that books have huge impacts on our minds. While reading the book, we are walking alongside with the writer's story. But the main question is, what should we read? Really, it's hard to figure out what the best self-help books are because there are a lot of self-help books. Like, a lot. But we make lists again and again and again, and we come up with 10 best self-development books of all time. These books should be read once in your life. Number 10. The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. It is said to be by some writers as one of the best books of all time. 48 Laws of Power has some weird admirers like Fidel Castro and 50 Cent, and the DJ Calvin Harris has one of the laws tattooed on his arm. If you haven't seen the movie Scarface yet, then watch it today. It says, in this country, you got to make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman. Yes, this book is all about that. The book is about the harsh realities and how you can ace the game. 48 Laws of Power walks you through the 48 laws the richest and most successful people use to acquire and maintain power. The book is one of the finest collections of Robert Greene. This book covers influence, negotiations, and relationships with bosses and power players. Number 9. Outliers, The Story of Success by Malcolm Gladwell. In Outliers, Gladwell explains what makes people the brightest, most famous, and most successful. This is one of the most frequently recommended nonfiction books. The most quoted part of the book is, in order to become a world-class expert, we need to put in 10,000 hours practice. This is said to be the famous 10,000-hour rule from Gladwell. In his book, Malcolm asks the question, what makes high achievers different? His answer is that we pay too much attention to what successful people are like, and too little attention to where they are from. That is, their culture, their family, their generation, and the idiosyncratic experiences. He delves into many areas, including sports, mathematics, and music. There are a lot of things we can discuss here, but really, it is one of the best books of all time. Number 8. The Power of Positive Thinking by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale. When you think, in fact, you're having a dialogue with yourself, if your mindset is positive, that dialogue is pleasant and productive. At the opposite side, if you tend to think negatively, that dialogue transforms itself into a monologue. A monologue is void of new ideas, compassion, and self-reassurance. It is the classic self-help book on positive thinking, originally published in 1952. In this book, Norman Vincent Peale offers practical instructions and describes how to achieve an optimistic attitude through positive conscious thought, using affirmations or visualizations. Norman Vincent Peale has not only inspired us here, but has also helped millions of people realize that their dreams lie within the ability to practice full faith in everyday actions. Number 7. The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. If you read one book on spirituality, you can't really go wrong with Tolle's classic, The Power of Now. It isn't just a guide to spiritual practice and how it can transform your own life, it's a guide to transforming the world with the power of the practice as well. The Power of Now is a philosophical guide to attaining spiritual enlightenment by living fully in the present moment. The author Eckhart Tolle points out that it's easy to get distracted by the past, the future, and the constant chatter of our minds. But he contends the only true reality is the now. It inspired millions of people all over the world to live a more fulfilling and compassionate life, all through the practice of mindfulness. For someone who's not too much into meditation, mindfulness, and spirituality, I believe there's a lot to learn from Eckhart Tolle. Number 6. The Only Skill That Matters by Jonathan A. Levi. The book, The Only Skill That Matters by Jonathan Levi, is a great eye-opener on how your life can be transformed with effective learning skills. It teaches you how to learn literally anything 3 times faster. In the book, Jonathan Levi shares an approach that promises to help you become a super learner. This approach is anchored in neuroscience. Athletes and top performers have used the technique to propel them to success. The author, Jonathan Levi, is a force to reckon with when it comes to accelerated learning. People who have already read this book call it a game changer. Number 5. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich is one of the several old-school classics on this list, and its place is well earned. Think and Grow Rich was written by Napoleon Hill in 1937, and it was promoted as a personal and self-improvement book. Since then, it has sold more than 100 million copies worldwide. and it remains a top-selling book. Think and Grow Rich condenses his laws of success and provides you with 13 principles of personal achievement. For 20 years, author Napoleon Hill studied the most successful people of his time, including Henry Ford and Alexander Graham Bell, and chronicled those findings together into one neat little package. If you're looking for insights on how to achieve your dream or a specific goal, this is a classic you can't do without. Number 4. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie wrote several great self-help books in his time, but How to Win Friends and Influence People is easily his best. This book was written by Dale Carnegie and published in 1936. Since then, over 15 million copies have been sold worldwide. In 2011, it was number 19 on Time magazine's list of the 100 most influential books. This book is king when it comes to learning how to work and communicate with people, so I consider it required reading, especially for an introvert. Carnegie believed that most successes come from an ability to communicate effectively versus brilliant insights. This book teaches these skills by showing you how to value people and help them feel appreciated rather than manipulated. Now we are in our top 3. The Road Less Traveled by M. Scott Peck. When a book opens with "Life is difficult," you know it's going to wake you up and provide you with some candid lessons. His timeless voice in The Road Less Traveled continues to help us explore the nature of loving relationships and leads us towards a new peace and fulfillment. The book, The Road Less Traveled, has topped the New York Times bestseller list for nearly 10 years. Perhaps no book in this generation has had a more profound impact on our intellectual and spiritual lives than The Road Less Traveled. In this book, Peck tells readers how to have more fulfilling lives, focusing mostly on ideas about love and relationships. So it is really a book with golden thoughts. Number 2. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is one of the several well-known classics on this list, though I personally find it to be the most refreshing one. This book was written by Stephen Covey in 1989. Covey presents his teachings in a series of 7 habits, progressing from dependence through independence on to interdependence. You will be forever changed by the powerful lessons contained in this book. Covey presents a holistic, integrated, principle-centered approach for solving personal and professional problems. In a world where shortcuts, secret deals, and dishonesty are prominent, Covey's classic preaches a message that the world needs more than ever. I think a lot of people are familiar with our book on the number 1 spot, even if they haven't read it yet. Number 1. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. The only fiction book on this list, The Alchemist, is a seminal classic that has sold over 65 million copies worldwide. If you're looking for guidance in a general sense, are at all religious, or even agnostic, or simply want wisdom on how to discover what it is you were meant to do and become, this book will quite literally change your life forever. The Alchemist is the magical story of Santiago, an Andalusian shepherd boy, who wants to travel in search of an extravagant treasure. From his home in Spain, he journeys to the markets of Tangiers. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho encourages leaders to overcome fear and be persistent in a journey among the unknown. This is a message that is consistently needed. For each of the best self-help books on this list, we try to give our highest recommendation. With a new year upon us, I encourage you to jump out of your comfort zone and pick several of these to add to your library and read this year. If you already read anyone from this, you should surely tell us in the comments about your reviews. I, myself, like The 7 Habits by Stephen Covey. You can tell yours in the comments section below. Okay, that is it for today's video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel District 10 TV for more videos like this. You may check out our previous videos as well. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.